Today I was thinking of answering the survey that IMC has provided for us, and it's regarding the future of IMC, which I think is very important in case you want to play the game. The game is, it's a very unique game, and I think as long as the company tries, which they are, as long as they really try to make the game any better, I think we should support that. So if you have any time, I will link the survey in the description, so you can answer it too if you haven't already. But yeah, so the first questions are what kind of releases, what kind of classes they released that we thought was the best. In my case, it was probably between Pied Piper and Retiarius because of the concepts, but Retiarius is just so annoying in PvP, so I kind of chose Pied Piper instead. Pied Piper is a hidden class. It's more like our old gimmick secret classes like Runecaster, Shinobi. They have like certain gimmicks that makes them unique. Exorcist is, well, Pied Piper is just a normal class. I forgot, it's not a secret class. But the point stands. Pied Piper is a unique experience. You can play the flute. You can summon mice. It's accurate to the lore somewhat. Exorcist is just so you get the fucking Hadouken beam. Like it's just, and it's OP. It's just another class, another DPS class. The only good thing about Exorcist though is that you basically it's another DPS class. It allows for more variations. Onmyoji was cool, but it's pretty brain dead that too, because all you do is you get huge fucking AoEs. That's all you get. Retiarius was pretty cool too, but the huge range of the net is just ridiculous. But it was pretty cool anyway. Not why it sucks, because it's a cool concept, but it sucks because it's not viable. So yeah, so Pied Piper is my favorite class, and that's what I nominated. Like the least, not why, because it sucks. Let's see. What was my favorite content in TOS for 2018? That would be the unique raid, if I think. Wait, what's the unique raid? The level 380 unique raid is the library raid? No, it isn't. I'll check it out. Unique raid TOS Savior. It's a wastrel. Never mind, it sucks. Then it would be Valkoffer's Nest, I suppose. So I changed it to the Valkoffer's Nest because, well, the Wastrel raid didn't have any impact in comparison to the new Ignis raid. The Ignis raid is easier to do. It got better rewards. You can actually use it for your Valkoffer's equipment. So yeah, it has much better rewards and just straight up good. Well, Valkoffer's Nest is also, according to what was mentioned in one of their blog posts, is that Valkoffer's Nest equipment, they're gonna make it in a way so you can actually transfer or upgrade the weapons and equipment, so you don't lose your progress in the future. So that's why Valkoffer's Nest is, well, that's one of the reasons why Valkoffer's Nest is one of the better ones. But there's one more thing about Valkoffer's Nest. It's that, well, the raid itself, it needs preparation. It needs good equipment. It needs some good thinking, at least before rebuild. So yeah, Valkoffer's Nest would be the best in my opinion. Let's see. what was my favorite system update in game for 2018? It's the fact that you can rank rollback system. Like, so you don't have to rely on events all the time, and you can actually work for it. So you don't actually have to wait and just fucking quit the game until they, well, introduce an event that lets you roll back one of your classes. This could keep the players like occupied for a longer period of time, and it will probably keep the game eventually just healthier, I guess, because in a game like Tree of Savior, where choices are such well, theory crafting, theory building, and all that shit, it's so important to have. Just having a rank rollback system is pretty natural. Like, it's a obvious thing to have. So that they actually introduce this kind of thing is really good. Really good. Okay, and the least favorite system update in the game is legend cards. Not because the system is bad, it's because legend cards are so hard to get your hands on, and it's extremely hard to upgrade them. So they're not really accessible for players that aren't whales, or just straight up like insanely lucky. So just about 10%, not even 10%, it's like 5%. 5% of the population, at least in Fedimian, got legend cards, which is insane. Like, why do you make a system for 5% of the players in the game? That's not good enough. Okay, let's see. Following reworks implemented to the game, what's your favorite in 2018? That will be the Salus combat progression for me. And the reason why is because if you played before the rework, you probably remember the amount of time you fucking spent on Salus, your alts and whatever. You spent literally hours on Salus every day. It was exhausting if you wanted to get anywhere. So just introducing this limit and giving it somewhat good rewards, it's gonna get even better. So you can do it 3 times per day and make it somewhat hard, so you don't actually have to brain dead it, so you don't fall asleep while doing Solace. It actually makes it a bit, it doesn't feel as stressful. I remember logging into Tree of Savior, and I just felt, I don't want to play Solace. I don't want to do anything. I just want to log out, but I have to do it because I need to progress. So yeah, this is one of the better reworks in my opinion. The worst one, I actually don't know what the worst one is. I think a lot of these are just actually pretty good reworks, just convenient reworks basically. But the Mercenary Post daily quest rewards are basically just, I don't know, inexistent. Nobody, well, at least I don't, and a lot of the older players don't use it at all because it's just so insignificant. You could do challenge mode and get like, I don't know, 800 silver to a million silver easily. So why would you need to do this for an hour? Well, half an hour. I can do CM5 in 10 minutes. Why would I need to spend a half an hour on this? Well, it probably won't take half an hour if I know where it is. I have to look it up. I have to find where it is. It's just not good. Favorite event? I don't even know because I never actually liked any of the event, to be honest. None of these were good at all, in my opinion. Maybe it's because I'm a veteran, but I assume in some events would be pretty good just for the attribute points. But the attribute points are the only good thing about the events. All the rest of the events were just basically you doing things just because you can, and sometimes you get a costume. But otherwise, all the other rewards were just basically shit. You didn't progress your character in any way, but you had to spend hours on the event. So I didn't like a lot of them. I think maybe there's one or two. I don't remember all of these events. All I remember is that they never like popped out for me. So yeah, I said it has great events, but I don't even know what Harvest Festival is. So um, they should introduce events with better rewards, so people actually play it, and maybe some events like those old instanced events where you have to go into the event and do some things together. Design the events or the instances better, basically, with better rewards, and that you have to cooperate with people. Well, that would be hard, I suppose, because of the population, but that you can both solo and play with friends and other people, basically, would make it a bit better. Design the event better. Design the event better. My least favorite event, Rainbow Trek. Everyone knows why. It's insanely hard. It lags. You drop for no reason. You fucking glitch through. Sometimes you can't see the fucking platforms. It was a mess. It was an insane mess. It was fun the first time you had to do it because you do it once, but it's, as I said, it's not worth the rewards. You get attribute points. What else? Nothing else. It's not that it was too hard, because I like that platforming, all that shit, but at least make it worth the rewards. As what I think TOS needs most in its current state, it's obviously more endgame PvE content, I suppose. I like large scale PvP, although I think they need to, before large scale PvP, they need to actually optimize the client so you can actually do large scale PvP without fucking lagging. In Fedimian, when we do 20 versus 20 in feuds, I can't even pull off my combos sometimes, but just because the amount of information it sends to the servers are making it overload. So even though, so you just fucking freeze on spot, doing nothing, and then when it rubber bands, like 20 seconds later, you're fucking dead. So yeah, it sucks. But with this, on a scale from 1 to 5, how satisfied were you with the adjustments in combat balance for 2018? I was very satisfied, because I see that IMC is really trying. They're really, really trying to make the game better, and you see it from every month. Every time they introduce new content, it's always trying to make it better. They haven't given up on the game, which I appreciate very much, because I love Tree of Savior. It's a really good game. What do I think is the biggest problem in the combat balance updates in TOS? I had to input this: nerfing certain classes to a state of unviable. Shadowmancer, a lot of mage class, like dark mage classes. They removed Hex and all that stuff altogether, and nerfed all the skill factors, both at the same time. So it's like double nerfing them. Meanwhile, they buffed Pyro and all the elemental classes because they were underused, except Elementalist, but they were underused. So they're viable again. But, well, I don't think there's a problem with making them viable. You just have to rebuff the dark classes again, so they can actually be viable. So you have like a mix between them, and not everyone on Pyro Taoist Elementalist shit, or Pyro Taoist whatever that was. So yeah, nerfing certain classes to state unviable. Shadowmancer can no longer compare, even in its niche in PvP. You can't even compare. Taoist overtakes it in any way. Um, the only reason why you would pick Shadowmancer is because of Shadow Pool and the Shadow clone thing that makes you unkillable, or like it takes the damage for you. Don't flame me on this, but the reason why I like loot box type items is because they're actually worth my money. Anything else here aren't worth it. I mean, premium subscription based items would just make it forced. It would force you to subscribe to the game. Well, it would make you feel like you are forced to subscribe to the game, which is, I don't think is very healthy, to be honest. Um, well, I can't say loot box are pretty healthy too, but I like loot box. I'm a gambler. I just like to gamble on things. Never mind. Um, Items that give daily rewards for a specified duration. No, I would not encourage anything with subscription based things. It's just very bad. At least in loot box items, you get things in game, and it's not you have to subscribe every fucking month, and you can just buy whenever you feel like it, or you just want to do it. So you don't really feel forced to buy loot box items. Unless the rewards are insane, but you know that it's not good and you don't want to gamble, then you don't buy it. But with premium subscription base, it's probably a low price. Well, not low exactly, but it probably would be like $10 or €10 or whatever, and that would be, a low enough price so you feel like, I can spend like some coins on that. I mean, for the rewards I get, and I have to do it every month. No, I don't think I like that. But okay, that was that basically. I like loot box items because it's worth my money, and I want to feel that, excluding cosmetic items. It's basically cosmetic items and loot box is what I want basically. So yeah. Wings, I want more wings, I want more character effects. Actually, I want more hairstyles too, but wings. Never had wings. I want wings. What items do you think are needed most in the game? Items that allow for safer item enhancement. Um, you know, a lot of people quit just because their weapons fail. I regained interest in the game somehow because of rebuild and all that new theory crafting, all that shit, and my Inquisitor is actually OP now. But it's not the same for a lot of people. So just having some new items that allows for safer item enhancement would make the game more healthy, not as toxic. Well, not I can't call it toxic, but it's a lot less annoying to play. You don't have to spend months on a Velkoffer weapon for it to fail, and you just feel like you haven't done nothing in 3 months. That's just not good. So yeah, items allow for safer item enhancement. And since by the way, this is an official survey, so if people write input the same answer, we'll probably get it eventually, I suppose. So be sure to put this. I mean, if you think otherwise, for these are most likely for whales, I suppose, or just super hardcore players. But you have to think about the general population too, because the most people in TOS aren't as hardcore as us. No, I'm not even that hardcore. I'm just like semi-hardcore. So you have to think about us too, because the general population will grow if you make it easier. And item enhancement won't hurt you in any way because you have other things, other factors that you can actually invest in the game. So yeah, input that. What aspects do you think them need the most improvement in the game's PvP? CC that can't be resisted or have durations that are way too long. Yeah, this is what PvP needs less of, and more classes that get gap closers, because um, basically the only classes that have gap closers are the ones viable in PvP. Let's see, Lancers, Retiarius, or like super long range like Onmyoji, um, Matador. No, not Matador. But basically, gap closers. We need more gap closers for more melee classes. So as long as a class gets some kind of gap closer, where you can actually close down on the distance between you and the mage, then a lot of classes in the game that already are implemented, like I don't know, monk, that requires you need to stand close to them to be able to hit anything. It would make them viable for PvP, and it would probably make the PvP meta a lot healthier, because at the moment it's just PD, fucking PD. You what's it called? Modafinal, the skill that gives you like 10 movement speed. And Modafinal with debuff, immunity, poison, DOT, big range. Well, I don't know the meta too much, but basically that's that's what's come to mind, at least. CC that can be resisted, and more gap closers in the PvP would make a healthier meta, I think. So yeah, as I said, I will link the survey in the description. So if you really care about the game, or even if you don't care about the game, but you like the concept, you like the game in general, try input the survey, I suppose. Answer the survey. It could help us a lot, and the game got so much potential, but it got ruined by bad decisions and all that shit. So yeah, I don't know what to say. Bye.